I was at my brother's hockey game recently, and I was waiting in the warm lobby for the game to begin. On the other rink was a Learn to Skate program for kids of young age. These kids are adorable in their gear. They look like the mushrooms from Mario Kart, bobbing around clutching to their crates. In the lobby with me were kids ranging from 3 to 6 years old by judgment. One mother was lacing her little boy's skates up and asked for his phone so that he wouldn't damage it on the ice. The boy handed over an iPhone 6. Keep in mind, he was no older than 4 years old. As each year progresses, phones become more and more a part of our lives. I can agree, as I'm always on my own. However, I did not receive my first phone until I was 12, not 4. With phones at this age comes the access to the world's misconceiving social media, and the hypnotizing of everyday life begins. Studies show that kids as young as 5 now desire to be thinner than they believe they currently are. A CNN article states that more than half of girls and 1/3 of boys ages 6 to 8 think their ideal weight is less than what they are. It's fair to assume that we all know someone who is dieting or has in the past, yes? Speaking from personal experience, young children begin to see dieting as the norm, from growing up with it in their households and seeing advertisements on TV and all over social media. I began to think, when I grow up, I'll go on a diet too, because my parents always told me I was too young to diet. I was looking forward to the day that I was allowed to make improvements to myself as I saw it. Going back to 6th grade, young Maddie had just turned 12 and was hyped when she unwrapped a brand new iPhone 3. Instagram was all the rage at the time, so I just decided to download the app and see what all the buzz was about. First, I followed all of my friends, and then some nonsense accounts like @RainbowDesserts. However, all over the popular page were pictures of women with insane bodies and links to their magical workouts and diets that really worked. Looking up to these beautiful women, I followed many health and fit accounts. Each morning, I woke up to pictures of women with jutting ribs and concave stomachs, and I began to think, this is what true beauty looks like. 1 year later, I was in 7th grade, and I downloaded the app Pinterest. It was absolutely addicting, and I couldn't stop pinning and pinning. One of the main categories when you first open the app is health and fitness, in which you can click on a subcategory dedicated to losing weight tips. Many of the articles found in this are metabolism boosters that you need to try, to the 10-day Beachbody Challenge, to the military diet, lose up to 10 pounds in 3 days. This began to consume my feed, and it became a place of hope. Recipes for 10-calorie desserts were easily accessible and highly appealing. That is until you tasted it, as it was practically flour and water. Yum. Pins suggested diets of no more than 1,200 calories a day. It also suggested diets such as the paleo diet, which says strictly no grains and no dairy. I'm sure we've all heard people say they're on a no-fat or no-carb diet, such as Atkins. Human nutrition calls for proteins, fats, carbs, dairy, fruits, vegetables, and water and minerals that can be found in all of these. Carrie Grans of Women's Health says it's absolutely a terrible idea to eliminate an entire food group, as each group provides nutrients that are essential to our health. For many who take out all carbs, we need to remember that carbs provide glucose to our brains, which allow us to think clearly. Statistics show that more often than not, the weight returns soon after finishing their diet. In fact, 65% of dieters put the weight back on within 3 years of finishing their diet. Children scrolling through their iPhones are seeing these misconceiving advertisements that are guaranteed to work. And although it's not only kids who are tricked into thinking the key to happiness is a great body, young children are far more vulnerable than adults. This unreality can lead to developmental damage. Common Sense Media states that 80% of 10-year-old girls have been on a diet before. Childhood should consist of fairy tales and toy trucks and a shield of innocence that protects them from the world's harm. Instead, this day and age, children clutch their iPhones instead of our teddy bears. They embrace a world of lies and photoshopped realities rather than the warm embrace of their mother, father, and new best friend. With every problem comes its own set of consequences, and sadly, this list is long. This can range from anywhere from insecurity and low self-esteem to the extremes such as eating disorders, anxiety, depression, and suicide. All because we don't believe we are as pretty as the person to our left, right, and especially the animated figure on our phones. We need to begin to recognize that the people on our phones are unrealistic, that we are who we are, that the more we love ourselves, the more others will too. Repeat that to yourself. The more we love ourselves, the more others will too. For many who suffer, if you can't love yourself for the sake of yourself, try loving yourself for the sake of others, and soon you'll see many of the wonderful qualities that were always evident to those around you. We don't realize how far a compliment can go, but complimenting a friend, peer, or even a stranger brings them the self-esteem, confidence, and love for themselves that they deserve. You are never too busy to make a compliment. And when you do, they'll return the helping hand when you need it most. Humans are meant to love, so do it. Give in. Love yourself and all of your amazing qualities, as well as loving others. Thank you.